KHOU 11 News at 10 starts now.
We are tracking two big weather stories tonight, an upcoming freeze in Houston and a tragedy in Alabama. At least 22 people are dead after a tornado swept through.
Oh, dude, that's a big tornado. Oh, big. Oh my God, it's bright. It's in my face.
And that is a head-on look at the tornado from a person driving straight into it. It is massive. Here's what we know so far. The Lee County Sheriff says 22 people are dead. Even more are missing, which means the death toll could rise. This storm is up to 1/4 of a mile wide. And look at this, a sign of just how strong this tornado is. It brought down a giant cell phone tower. Lisa Vaughn, you're telling us this same system is going to bring us freezing temperatures later this week.
Yeah, it's all part of the same system. So we had that cold front that came through this morning. So that cold front is the same cold front that is bringing that severe weather to Alabama and now to parts of Georgia, and then overnight the Carolinas. So we do have a freeze watch in effect. It's not tonight. It goes into effect tomorrow night and early Tuesday morning. But looking at the satellite radar, this is a loop over the last 12 hours. So you can see we were at the tail end of that system. Okay, so we didn't get any bad weather. Okay, we got a few showers. We got cold air along with this front. But as it moves through Mississippi and Alabama and into Georgia, that's when it was really packing a punch. And so why does this happen? This time of the year is the transition time. Okay, so we're in March and beginning into April too. This is kind of severe weather season for what they call, which is in Alabama. So you get this really warm Gulf moist air that's coming in and colliding with that cold air, and the winds are coming directly due south from the Gulf, and then the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere are coming from the west, and that can cause that spin in the atmosphere. And then you also have to have the perfect setup for the jet stream. So we had all of that today, unfortunately, and that's what caused the severe weather and the tornadoes. So for us, we're looking at, thankfully, just a late season freeze. It's not an icing event by any means. Okay, it will be a light freeze that happens tomorrow night and into early Tuesday morning. I'm going to break that down for you and let you know how long the cold weather sticks around in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Lisa. That tornado in Alabama has search teams picking through the rubble, as you can see there. The rubble tonight looking for survivors. This is just one of a number of tornadoes that ripped across the South today.
Family members are still missing. We're searching.
That's just one of a number of tornadoes that ripped across the South today. And look at this picture from Smith Station, Alabama. Two people sharing a hug, happy to see each other alive. The home they're standing on was damaged, but roofs can be replaced. Loved ones obviously cannot. Well, the best way to keep track of the weather, both in Alabama and here, is with a KHOU app. It's free on the App Store and on Google Play. Breaking now at 10 o'clock, we now have the name of the driver accused of hitting and killing a 17-year-old and driving off. Logan Chase Foster is in jail tonight. Joshua Givens was walking home from a quinceañera celebration in New Caney after midnight. That's when they say a vehicle going the wrong way hit him, pushing him into a ditch along McCleskey Road. Troopers say Foster didn't stop.
They just took off like a coward.
Just looking back at the things he wanted me to do with him, hang out and everything, it hurts me that I'm not going to do that with him anymore.
Logan Foster is now facing charges for failure to stop and render aid. These two boxes are our best chance to learn why a plane crashed into Trinity Bay. The second black box was recovered today. But what's the difference between the two? Marcelina Benito joins us from Chambers County to explain.
Ron, the reason why Atlas Air Flight 3591 came crashing down tonight, still a mystery. But thanks to incredible work by teams here in Trinity Bay, two critical pieces of evidence are back in D.C. tonight. Inside, hopefully, the answers everyone is waiting for.
This investigation will be complicated. It will be aided if we can find the recorders, greatly aided.
1 week ago tonight, the NTSB first stressed how critical finding Atlas Air Flight 3591's black boxes was to its investigation. Now that part of the mission is complete. It wasn't easy, but teams of investigators combed and dove through Trinity Bay's thick mud and found the cockpit voice recorder Friday. This morning, they discovered the flight data recorder, both essential to solving the mystery. The CVR, or cockpit voice recorder, will capture the sounds in the cockpit, including conversations between the pilots in those final moments as the flight went down. The FDR, or flight data recorder, will give investigators a detailed look at different parameters of the plane's systems, like altitude, airspeed, and heading. That data will help the NTSB create an animated video reconstruction of the flight. In just a week's time, recovery teams have also found the remains of all 3 pilots on board, the final ID of pilot Ricky Blakely coming late Saturday afternoon. That followed the IDs of Conrad Aska and Sean Archuleta. Their families were taken out to the crash site to say goodbye. Now, the sole focus, learning why this massive cargo jet fell from the sky.
We're as anxious as you are. This is a mystery to all of us. Whether it's weather or mechanical or whatever the scenario is, it'll put a lot of closure to this community.
Pieces of that aircraft continue to be pulled from Trinity Bay on a daily basis. Investigators need your help, though. If you come across any piece of that plane, be sure to turn it over right away. We're reporting from Anahuac tonight. I'm Marcelino Benito, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Marcelino. We are staying on top of the investigation, and you can read more about the 3 men killed in the crash on our website, KHOU.com. Here's a look at the big stories we'll be tracking tomorrow. First up, the man charged in the case of 2 missing girls in the A-Leaf area is headed back to court. Police say Oscar Alvarenga picked them up off the street after they ran away from home and sexually assaulted one of them. Number 2, parents in Fort Bend ISD are planning a protest in front of the school board, claiming they're shuffling around students by changing the zoning for their schools. Number 3, tomorrow is First Responders Day at the rodeo. First responders and 4 family members get into the rodeo grounds for free, as long as they show a badge. Tomorrow, Old Dominion is the headlining act, but tonight, Disco Fever took over the rodeo. And that is Panic at the Disco. They should be taking the stage tonight. They've already taken the stage tonight. All right, if you want more on the rodeo, go to KHOU.com and go to our rodeo app, our KHOU app, for all your rodeo information. A Houston icon is officially closed for renovations. The last round of visitors saw the Rothko Chapel in its current state for the last time today. Stephanie Whitfield has more on the chapel's past and future.
From Mark Rothko's striking paintings to the building itself, everything about the Rothko Chapel is a work of art and a place for quiet reflection. But it's also become a centerpiece of the community in Houston, hosting everything from conferences to concerts.
We're open every day of the year from 10 to 6. People come meditate, pray, they come and sit, they come and just be here.
Executive Director David Leslie says the famed Interfaith Chapel, which opened in the 70s, will be closed for the next 9 months at least. A multi-million-dollar renovation will allow visitors to see this iconic space in a new light, natural light.
When you come in, as part of that journey, you're also interacting with daylight, sunlight, clouds, the movement of the sky. So we'll be removing the baffle. There's that beautiful popcorn ceiling. That'll go back to the original plaster.
There will also be new landscaping and a brand new welcome center for the 100,000+ visitors who come here every year. Visitors like these sisters from Michigan.
I'm happy that we got to see it this way.
And they made it just in time. They were among the last to see it like this.
It's very nice. It's very peaceful. I think it's a really special thing about Houston.
The world-renowned Rothko Chapel's doors will reopen next year. Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.